We started the morning on the edge of the Buriganga River, boarding a sampan at Sadrghat. Every single day, thousands of commuters step into these tiny wooden boats, trusting the strong arms of the ferrymen, the Majis, who row hour after hour, often making 60 or more crossings a day. Each short trip costs just 5 to 10 taka, about 8 cents per person.
We're heading to the shipyards.
Under the blazing sun, these men, some well into their 70s, stand tall at the stern, sculling with a single oar, turning necessity into quiet defiance. Once the proud lifeline of Dhaka, the Buriganga River, flowed clear and vital, the old Ganges that nourished the city for centuries. Today, it tells a different story. Its waters run thick and black. A foul stench rises from the surface, heavy with the chemicals, dyes, and untreated waste of a city that grew way too fast. Yet here in the midst of this environmental tragedy, something extraordinary endures. The unbreakable spirit of the people. This is the resilience of Dhaka. In the face of a river that has lost its life, its people have not lost theirs. They adapt, they improvise, they persist with dignity, with humor, and with the unyielding will to survive and support their families. The Buriganga may be dying, but the human spirit rowing across it every day is very much alive. As we were coming into the shipyard, 2 sampans were leaving the shipyard, and I was able to fire off a couple frames seen here. The first one, a young family crossing, the father holding his son along with his daughter. Their mother sits wrapped in the traditional black burqa, a garment passed down through generations as a symbol of modesty and faith. The second image was an early favorite arriving into the shipyard, an oarsman starting his day with the early morning haze in the background. This was one of my favorites and used as a thumbnail for my Dhaka video previously posted. As we arrived on the shores of the shipyard, we were super excited. Another Maji helped us out of the boat. You can hear in the background the constant hammering, and it was really quite loud. They hammer on the side of the boat to remove any visible rust. And I was struck by how we got used to it so quickly that it soon just became background noise.
It's a lot of work for those guys. Well, here we are. Come on, Mama. Hey, Mama. I don't know if you can hear this through this microphone, you probably can, but it's just, they're pounding the hell out of these boats right now. And I don't even know how they deal with this all day long. A lot of these boats are retrofit them, they fix them, do the repairs, and send them back out. All right, I'm gonna turn this off. We're gonna start shooting, but you get the idea of what's going on here.
Sometimes as a photographer, a lot of photos can have an impact even on you as the photographer. And this one especially, even when I was taking the photo, I'm trying to get a sense of, was he exhausted? Is this a sense of despair that he's feeling? Is he having a hard time trying to make ends meet for his family? I don't know, but this final image right here, just even to this day, as I edit this video, it still gets to me. And I don't think I saw him after this. I looked through my other images and I don't recall seeing him at all. So whatever his story is, I don't know, but I think this photo right here is pretty impactful.
guys, you're in for a really special treat. So there's these guys that are gonna pick up these steel pieces right here. These came from Chittagong Shipyard, where they dismantled the old ships. They take these pieces and they build new ships with them. So these guys are gonna carry them. So here they come right now. Wow.
How are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You work hard.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I can't imagine. That's hard work. How many kilograms does that weigh?
Your shipbuilders?
Yeah.
Yeah, pellet.
How many kilograms? KG.
KG. 100.
100 kilograms.
100.
Wow. That's a lot. And you map all, you have to move all these, right? All of them go there.
Yes.
Wow. Huh?
Japan, made in Japan.
Made in Japan.
Old
Old boats, and then you build in Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Oh yeah.
American.
Wow. What's that?
American chain.
Oh, American chain? Oh, okay. Thank you. Well, we should stick around. I think we should stick around to see what they're going to do. I might turn off the video here for a moment, but we'll get back to it. With these guys picking these things up, I think it'd be really interesting. Right now I'm shooting with my 24 to 120 lens, but I want to switch over to, I have a fisheye at 10.5 millimeters. So I'm going to shoot with this instead because I can get all of them in there. I'm going to try to get a shot like of their feet underneath too. I don't know how that's going to work out, but so I'm going to switch over to that. The one thing I have to be careful of is that this thing is manual focus with this adapter, so I can't focus autofocus. So I got to make sure I got my focus properly as well.
Hey guys, I want to stop the video just for a moment, not because I have sponsors, because I don't do sponsors on this channel, at least not at this point. But if you're a sponsor, I'd maybe like to work with you. So a lot of us with our Western eyes will look at this video and think, oh my gosh, the working conditions are very harsh. You got these 10 to 12 guys, lifting 500-pound steel plates, and they're in the blazing sun. What I see is, because I was there, is the dignity that they have, the hard work that they do. They're kind of building a nation. These guys are like the backbone of the shipbuilding industry, moving all those plates. And in fact, everybody that you see in that video is part of that. And so I think that we need to kind of take our Western eyes and maybe put that aside just for a moment. That's why travel is so great, because you can see different perspectives. A city like Dhaka, there's 25 million people in that city. And those jobs, at least the shipbuilding job, my understanding is that they get paid very well. And there's probably 10 other people lined up to take those jobs. So I look at these guys with a lot of reverence, a lot of respect. They've got true honor in what they're doing. So I just kind of want you to look at it from that perspective. And before we get back to the video, I just want to also share that at the end of the video, I'm going to have like a small little, I guess you call it slideshow. Because I can't put all the stills in here. I want to add some stills to this and also kind of show you the photos I was able to get. And I love shooting there. It was fantastic. I recommend that you guys reach out to GMB Akash if you have the opportunity to go there and take one of his photo workshops. It was absolutely fantastic. But that's actually a whole nother video down the road probably. But let's get back to this current video.
I have a magnetic neutral density filter, and as I was pulling stuff out of my box, I dropped it here on the ground. Well, they're grinding everywhere, and so it's magnetic and it attracts all this metal, and now it's all over. I can't even use it on my camera until I can get to a point where I can actually like maybe use water pressure or something to remove it, because I'm trying to remove it, but I don't want to scratch that lens. So just be really careful. You know, a lot of people say magnetic lenses are the best filters, and I think they are. They work really well. But if you're using one here, you got to be super careful. Just don't knock it off. You got amazing colors on too. You contrast those boats really well. Doesn't she have good colors on? Hello. Oh, look at these floodlights too. Oh, look at all this cool stuff. If you're in the mood to buy an anchor, here it is. Big chains. Wow. Hold on, Akash. She's might see a tachometer. Is that what you want, a tachometer?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Country, please.
USA.
US.
Yeah. America, yeah.
I don't see. I was kind of looking for an old tachometer. Did they know if you asked?
Which one?
So an old tachometer, they're pretty small.
We cannot say, but we can have a look.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah, we'll check real quick. Yeah. She heard Linda's on the hunt for a tachometer, a marine tachometer.
Yeah, like a small version. Very small version of this would be awesome.
I can't even hear what's going on. It's so crazy. Wow. That is really loud. That will ruin your hearing in about 5 minutes, and I'm sure he's not wearing ear protection. No eye protection. There's metal flying everywhere, and there's no eye protection. I can feel little bits and pieces hitting my face. Wow, now that's a furnace. Talk about a blast furnace. Wow.
That's hot.
That is super hot. I mean, it's hot just standing right where I'm at, and I'm probably at least 20, 25 feet away from that thing. And look at this smoke right here.
Didn't want to go over that.
I want to step into this office. It looks kind of interesting. Check out this. I don't know how these guys breathe this smoke all day long through this out here. If you just look in the distance, it's pretty crazy. They're melting copper and I think probably brass as well. Oh, but boy, they're around this all day long. We're here just like, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and it's affected my nose, but a lot of respect for these guys. I think I just find this fascinating what we're seeing right here. So they're making a sand mold for propellers. So here's probably the kiln right here. So they pour out of that, and then they're right there.
So this is the mold that's based off of this.
Yeah.
So they smooth it out before they mold.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just perfect. They're just little by little putting a little bit, just filling there every little hole and gap. Oh, and here's the ones they've made right here. So that's what they're making right there. Wow. Watch these wires.
Yeah.
All right, looks like we're back to more ships, huh?
Love it.
Love it too. Yeah, these ships are amazing. You can build them out of scrap steel or repair them out of the scrap steel they get from the Chittagong shipyard that is not allowed for anybody to go to, whereas we're lucky that this we can go here. Hello. We got little puppies here. Oh, look at those doggies, they're so cute. Looks like they live right underneath here. Yeah. right, you've heard about this and you've followed anything in Bangladesh. These guys are pounding like crazy. They do it.
That's a lot of puppies.
That is.